Hello and welcome. Today we will be presenting the ZEROFLY shoe, which is to be launched under Uniqlo. The ZEROFLY shoe is unique as it has innovative performance features and is designed with the environment in mind to generate a competitive advantage within a competitive market.
The pestle analysis of Uniqlo. The political factors. Political conflict within the Asian continent has affected Uniqlo over its years of operation. This has become an issue over the years, especially in 2020 when political protests took place in Hong Kong and a feud between Japan and South Korea broke out. Another factor is protest. As Uniqlo is a worldwide organization, Uniqlo needs to analyze and monitor certain political groups like social and environmental activists and workers' unions as they play a key role in the policy-making process. The economic factors. Uniqlo needs to be aware to the ever-changing fashion trends. Some of these trends relate to economic uncertainty and can lead to more customers saving money than spending it. Social factors. The spending habit of people in different countries will have an impact. For example, when comparing the spending habits of people in China and the USA, more people will save money in China than the USA. The COVID-19 pandemic has also changed people's spending habits. According to a recent survey by the Bank of America, it says that 64% of Americans have changed their spending habits due to the pandemic. Technological factors. Since the pandemic, the e-commerce world has grown exponentially due to lockdowns being put in place all over the world. Uniqlo needs to continuously develop and grow the e-commerce to stay competitive in this market. Environmental factors. Due to climate change, Uniqlo needs to be informed on the latest change regarding the subject. This is because climate change can have an impact on the supply chain of Uniqlo. What needs to be understood is the environmental standards and regulations in the countries that Uniqlo operate in. The legal factors. Uniqlo must secure the rights of their intellectual property. With Uniqlo operating in many different countries, they need to assess what the level of security is required in each country. The employment laws in different countries can have a crucial impact on Uniqlo. This becomes important because Uniqlo can lose their employment rights in a certain country.
With regards to competition, it is imperative that businesses in the shoe market understand the environmental implications that their products have. In the minds of consumers, this is increasingly important as there is a growing demand for sustainable products. And the first eco-performance running shoe does provide ZEROFLY with a competitive advantage because this means there are no direct substitutes for their product. However, there are indirect competitors such as Adidas or Nike where their products may not be 100% sustainable, but they are targeted towards a similar target market. This may mean that ZEROFLY may have to further differentiate through other aspects such as quality or price in order to establish market share in a competitively growing market due to the growing concern for the environment. Taking a look at the key competitors, in 2012, Nike developed Flyknit, which sort of revolutionized the sustainable shoemaking market and has led to competitors such as Adidas with their Kapali shoes, so that's expected to be 100% recyclable by 2024. They've had events that have created media and ambassador attraction, and they've also teamed up with Allbirds Tree Runners, so working towards producing a shoe with the lowest carbon footprint. Now, Allbirds are the leading market share for eco-friendly shoes, and given that they have a similar target market to ZEROFLY, and the fact that unlike Adidas and Nike, their sole aim is to produce eco-friendly shoes, it is important that ZEROFLY understand these competitors in order to minimize the risk of entering a market with brands that have established market share. Taking a look at the graph for sustainable footwear market size, it is evident that there is growing concern for environmental sustainability, which means this increased market demand presents opportunities as well as increased competition. So ZEROFLY needs to understand the competitors, then take advantage of their unique product in order to achieve financial success. In terms of internal influences, the strengths for ZEROFLY are that they are 100% eco-friendly, which is important to have over competitors in a highly competitive market. Their focus is equally set on sustainability and performance through the advanced features that they have. And through launching under Uniqlo, which is a trusted brand, they can use their brand equity to establish market share, which is a main weakness given that they lack market experience and have no established brand name or customer base. Taking a look at external influences, there is great opportunity for them to meet the increasing environmental concern because this means that the market that they are targeting is expected to grow, so they can have increased market potential. Given that their eco standards are met, they can focus more on enhancing the performance capabilities of the running shoe, and they can also focus on repositioning the Uniqlo shoe range. Given that the number of competitors is expected to increase due to the focus on sustainability, there is also increased threats from competition, and many well-known competitors such as Adidas, who have established market share, can make it really hard for unknown brands such as ZEROFLY to establish a customer base.
ZeroFly's sales objective is to sell 2,500 units and make a gross profit of 200,000 in the first year of launch. We also aim to increase our total sales by 40% in year 3. Our marketing objective is to achieve a 2% market share in the Australian athlete footwear market by year 1 and hopefully increase this market share to 10% in year 5. And we aim for consumers to perceive us as the dominant environmentally sustainable brand that also produces the best quality of athlete footwear in year 5. Our communicating objectives is to achieve a brand reputation of being the best, if not in the top 10 eco-sustainable athlete shoes in the world by year 1. Establish a dominant perspective that our brand values eco-sustainability and high quality in year 1, and promote and increase the demand for brand and product awareness using social media platforms by 25% in year 5.
In order to set ourselves apart from the competition, ZeroFly will be positioned to consumers as a shoe that brings high performance whilst also keeping the environment at heart. To do this, we will use Uniqlo's sponsored athletes like Roger Federer to assert that this shoe is for individuals who are serious about quality. In conjunction with this, ZeroFly's application of innovative and new technology also helps to drive the point that this shoe will bring about high performance. But at the same time, ZeroFly will be applying Patagonia's strategy of using recycled materials and adopting environmentally conscious initiatives to position to an environmentally concerned segment. For instance, this can be seen with the use of an algae-infused insole to combat algal blooms, of which are negatively affecting environmental sites like the Great Barrier Reef. And finally, we will also use social media platforms like Instagram, of which Uniqlo Australia has over 150,000 followers, to successfully position to young adult and teen audiences.
ZeroFly target market depend on demographic, psychographic, and geography. We decided to focus on 3 significant segments. There are green consumer interested in sport as marathon community, and young adult. The market of eco-friendly consumer has expanded nowadays. ZeroFly would be valuable for green consumers who want the product with desired sport performance while keeping environment in mind. Green consumer occupies around 45% of our target market. Also, sporting consumer is about 30% of target strategies that are interested in sport performance and potential ingredient of shoes. Remaining 25% of proposal target market is young adult and middle class consumers who have an active lifestyle and want to buy high quality at affordable price. We will have more details about target market through 4-based marketing strategies. Depend on our target market, we easily to manufacture a product not only an ideal running shoes but also a sustainable product. ZeroFly quickly captured the heart of green consumers. Our product use accessories made by bio-based and recycled materials, focus on minimizing the usage of petroleum based on plastic and the carbon dioxide emission to environment. Especially marathoner focus on ingredient of shoes. The upper layer is composed entirely of drumming toe pads and 100% conic uppers. The combination of 2 materials is extremely light and breathable, reducing odor and supporting ankle. ZeroFly shoe weighs about 223 grams, which is lighter than comparable brand by 10 to 15%. ZeroFly provides young adults the diverse features at modern and trendy designs, travel-friendly, easy to hand-washable, and suitable for unisex colors. Now let's come to ZeroFly price strategy. Due to current powerful brands like Nike, Adidas, it's good to have many challenges to join competitive position in the market. So that's why we decided to use penetration pricing will be strategy adopted for ZeroFly during its introduction. In the market, running shoes recently ranged in price from $100 to $200, depending on brand and materials. ZeroFly will be priced at $119, which is cheaper than other competitors while still maintain a perception of high quality with affordable price. It's the promising price for customer, and ZeroFly will try to get the economy scales within 3 years to active and expand the customer base and construct the brand loyalties.
The promotional aspect for ZeroFly is crucial to allow their product to reach its intended target market of environmentally conscious individuals interested in sports and lifestyle. In order for ZEROFLY to reach its goals of becoming a sustainable brand 5 years from launch and achieving a successful brand reputation, to name a few, they will require promotional strategies to facilitate these goals. These include advertising through Uniqlo websites and sending emails, which will increase sales and introduce consumers to the product, as well as reinforce existing Uniqlo customers about ZEROFLY. Social media updates, visually appealing banners in stores. Uniqlo can utilize its current sponsorship of Roger Federer as well to promote the ZEROFLY shoes during competitions such as Wimbledon or the Australian Open. And finally, ZEROFLY also invested some money into product placement to subtly increase awareness of the product. Additionally, it is important for ZEROFLY to have a large distribution network in order to deliver its product to its consumers effectively and efficiently. The way in which ZEROFLY intends on doing this is through the use of the exclusive distribution strategy, where we believe that the exclusivity of the product, being only found in Uniqlo stores, will increase the value. The distribution channels ZEROFLY plans on using to deliver its products will be through the Uniqlo website and Uniqlo's 1,000 plus retail stores. It's also important to recognize that ZEROFLY has sustainable distribution, where due to a short supply chain, we can produce our products where we receive our recycled materials, negating factors such as transportation to other factories to create the products.
So for the budget financials part, I'll be going through the cost of production, the expected profit, and our promotional budget. And so we have two costs that make up our total cost of production. And they'll be seen on the screen, the cost of materials and the cost of labor. According to the cost of materials table, eucalyptus yam as a material for our product costs the most and contributes the most to the cost of materials per unit of $15.74. And in the cost of labor table, we have labor estimated to cost $10 per unit. This calculation was based on that ZEROFLY will be produced by a team of 25 employees, and it's estimated that it will require one worker to produce 2 units of ZEROFLY shoes in 1 hour, with workers being paid around $20 per hour. And so our total cost per unit is the sum of labor cost per unit and the cost of materials per unit, equivalent to $25.74. Our sale price per unit is expected to be $119, which has been mentioned before. At this price point, our gross profit is expected to be $93.26 per unit, and the calculation was derived from the difference between our sales price per unit and total price per unit. And with our estimated cost and revenues, a break-even analysis was conducted, measuring the total sales per unit required to cover total costs per month. A calculation and the graph illustrates that 736 shoes are required to be sold per month in order to cover total costs. So in other words, to start making a profit, we need to sell more than 736 pairs of shoes. For our projected revenue, we calculated based on estimated demand in the market and assumed a stable growth after launch. And a rising trend for revenue is expected after the first 3 years of launch. And in order to make those projected revenues a reality, we decided to carefully allocate our promotional budget of $42,000 to activities that we believe would be most effective. And we decided to allocate it towards social media, broadcasting, product placement, and sponsorships. And as seen on the pie graph, we believe broadcasting advertisements is worth the most, because we believe it would be the most effective in raising awareness of our product to a large audience at a lower cost during the introductory phase.
Given that ZEROFLY has no established customer base or market share, they need to utilize their brand launching under Uniqlo, so they can put signs and banners in Uniqlo stores, update through emails, social media, and the store website. So this allows the existing customers of Uniqlo to become potential customers for ZEROFLY. They can also use the professional athlete endorsement of Roger Federer, so they have a current sponsorship with him, and they can use this to advertise ZEROFLY shoes. This can further allow for successful implementation of marketing strategies. Various marketing metrics can be used to evaluate the success of these strategies. So brand equity, taking a look at the brand awareness of ZEROFLY before and after the introduction, and really utilising the brand equity of Uniqlo to do so. Customer satisfaction, so to use this as a benchmark to evaluate the success of the campaign. So comparing if they've gained or lost customers after they've introduced ZEROFLY can be used to do this. So if they gain customers, it would imply high customer satisfaction, whereas decreasing sales would indicate possible issues with promotional efforts. They can also compare the market share of Uniqlo's sports footwear section before and after they've implemented the ZEROFLY campaign. And the market share for ZEROFLY should also be compared to the total market, so with competitors such as Adidas, Nike, and Allbirds, to understand how they've grown comparative to the entire market. They can also look at return on investment, so their aim is to use their competitive advantage to maximize sales, which should thus lead to increased revenue and greater profits. So if this is the case, then it is a profitable marketing investment and these strategies are successful.
Overall, in this report, we've covered ZEROFLY's biggest strengths in providing the market with eco-sustainable and high-quality athlete footwear, how ZEROFLY appeals to our target market of environmentally conscious young adults, and finally, how ZEROFLY's promotion using social media will allow the brand to keep up with environmental trends as well as being accessible and engaging to our consumers. Regarding the future, ZEROFLY will endeavor to innovate and expand its product mix by introducing new product lines.